his eye like he really don't give a crap. You're listening to The Point of View with Three the Hard Way.
We'll be right back with more of The Point of View.
Antibiotics save lives, but poor prescribing practices put patients at risk for preventable allergic reactions, super-resistant infections, and deadly diarrhea. These errors also make the drugs less likely to work in the future. More than half of hospital patients receive an antibiotic for at least 1 day during their stay. Patients can be protected, and the power of antibiotics can be saved. All hospitals should have an antibiotic stewardship program that includes, at minimum, CDC's checklist. Health providers prescribe antibiotics correctly and document the dose, duration, and indication for every prescription. Reassess each prescription within 48 hours and adjust or stop the drug if needed. Hospital patients ask if tests will be done to be sure the right antibiotic is prescribed, and be sure everyone cleans their hands before touching you. To learn more, visit cdc.gov/vital signs.
Log on to Facebook and get in on the conversation. We want to hear your point of view. The Point of View with Three the Hard Way.
We're inside The Point of View with Three the Hard Way. Make sure you check us out 9 o'clock every Sunday evening. Check out the podcast as well tomorrow morning. And you can actually listen to the podcast. We normally keep the show up there for about at least 4 or 5 weeks. So you can easily go back and reference the show. If you missed it or you want to go back and tell a friend about it, you got to hear what these guys said, you can easily do that.
Tonight we are discussing, can men fake an orgasm? And I think the overwhelming consensus in the studio is yes, men can. Now, Z earlier tonight said she don't think it's possible. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, of course, a woman wouldn't want to think that it is possible for a man, because it's not one of those things that we discuss that men talk about a lot. You know what I mean? Because they don't want the lady to know,
right? That
sometimes,
and a lot of women really think that it's just a physical act for the man.
For the man, right? It's more than that, ladies. I mean, we have feelings as well. We may not be as emotional as you are, but we do have feelings. And I think sometimes ladies think we're on automatic pilot when it comes to sex.
Well, it's a chemical thing with everyone, with men and women. And for the men as well as the women, there are 3 chemicals in the body, that are produced during this, explosion, if you want to call it. And it's not always, these three chemicals have nothing to do with your semen. Endorphin, adrenaline, and serotonin. Those 3 right there. Look it up, Google it, or check out your next episode on the Health Channel.
You know what? I think that's some Scorpio coming out of you. You know exactly what chemicals are released. I knew about endorphins and serotonin, but
that's right.
Wow, Jerry, I'm thinking like
Professor. His new name now,
Professor X,
is Professor. That's him. He's Professor.
I got one name.
If I'm El Presidente, you are El Professor.
Professor.
Some old elegant kind of stuff.
Well, Jerry actually is an avid watcher of educational TV. Jerry likes stuff like the Discovery.
Yeah.
Jerry gets into
information, man.
National Geographic.
Yeah.
He gets into most of your kind of information type shows. He really gets into that stuff. So, Professor, we appreciate your input into this show and letting us know exactly what those 3 things were, and it didn't have anything to do with semen.
Jerry, listen,
forget y'all, man.
Jerry watched those little TV shows at the end of the cable box. They don't have abbreviations. It's like Discovery.
Some of them don't even have a number, man.
Animal Planet.
Now I've been over Jerry's house. I've been over Jerry's house, and as I'm sitting there, I'm looking what is he watching? Because I've never even seen these channels. As a matter of fact, I went home to see if I had these channels on my cable, system, and I couldn't find them.
He's got special cable.
I guess so, man.
Special cable.
I guess so.
All right, be careful how you say that. Okay, be careful how you say that, man.
Say what, Jerry?
No, man. Be masculine when you say that.
Special cables.
One part of the topic that I really wanted to touch back on early in reference to the visual stimuli. As far as women thinking that, okay, yeah, there's nothing wrong with you being in the moo-moo if that's what you wear, and if that's what the guy's into, so be it. Sometimes it doesn't even matter. However, you really want to capture that attention. There are certain things that guys like, and this will help our stimulus as far as not only the physical or the visual, but the emotional, which is going to translate into the physical anyway. But some women negate that. They just think because they're the queen of the house, they're the queen bee, they got the ill nana, it doesn't matter what they look like. Because, like I said earlier, some of them are busy trying to turn us into them. So they're saying, well, why can't you just go with the emotional? Because in all honesty, for the majority of the men out there, that's not us. That's not we can tap into our emotional, but it's not us on the surface.
Right. We're not going to become the emotional creature that you are, ladies. It ain't going to happen.
But at the same time, we do have feelings, though. Meaning that if we're in the midst of making love and you start barking out orders, I think my emotions at that point are going to go south. And I'm not just talking about my emotions, my inner emotions. I'm talking about those outer emotions as well.
Outer emotions, can you be a bit more definitive?
Well, no, I'm not gonna go any further than that. I think folks know when I say going south, I think a lot of fellas know exactly what I'm talking when I say going south. I think the ladies understand too as well. So, you know what I mean? And I forget what comedian that was saying that the lady was barking the orders and saying hump, up, back. You know what I mean? That's not gonna work.
It reminds me of that. In fact, I was just breezing by the TV over the weekend, last weekend, and what is that? American Pie was on, and it's the point where homeboy finally was having sex at the end at the prom. After the prom, they're at Stifler's house, and she's on top of him, and she's smacking him around, talking about say my name. What's my name?
Jerry, you just ruined that movie for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You never saw that?
Never seen it.
Oh no, you got to see it. You got to see it because that's not even close to being one of the funny parts. So, I just think it's a funny teen movie. Sometimes, I bring that boy out of me, I bring that teenage out of me, and I got to watch something stupid. So, aside from always watching educational, programs and things like that, or doing research on the computer, sometimes I got to put in a stupid movie, and that's one of my.
Jerry, if I didn't know any better, I would think you were like an undercover nerd.
You know what? I'll take that. Now, back in the mid-'80s, if you had called me an undercover nerd or anything with the N-word,
it would be on.
Yeah, it would be on.
It'd be on.
Really. Yeah. But you got to take a look at it this way, okay? Nerds and geeks are the richest people in the world right now.
No doubt.
Bill Gates is one of the biggest nerds.
And geeks.
And he's one of the richest men in the world.
I think he's like number 2 now.
Right, he's in the richest man in the world.
Bill, there's nothing wrong with being a nerd or a geek. As a matter of fact, I aspire to be the same nerdy geek that you are.
In fact, you can even call us because you're probably listening right now since we're doing this practically on your software.
Yeah.
And since you probably can tap into every computer in the entire world that's running your, programs, how about tossing some brothers a couple of dollars for sponsorship? I got to put out there.
No shameful plugs, but there's nothing shameful about this next cut. You're listening to The Point of View. We are three the hard way.
Do you mind if I tell the truth for a second, y'all? Tell the truth. No. Maybe I deserve to wonder who's calling so damn late. For you to say I'm tripping, just a homie from upstate. Said it's just a homie, don't he know? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You say it's cool, baby it's cool. Maybe I deserve for you to say he's coming into town later on this evening. He was just wondering you and him could hang out. Oh, I don't like it, but I know I gotta trust you. It ain't cool, cause I know it's true. Maybe I deserve for you to go out and find some other guy. Maybe I deserve for you to stay out with them all night. Maybe I deserve for you to do all the things I did to you. Baby, I deserve. Oh yeah. Baby, I deserve. Oh yeah. Baby, I deserve for you to go out and find some other guy. Baby, I deserve for you to stay out with them all night. Baby, I deserve for you to do all the things I did to you. Baby, I deserve. Oh yeah. Baby, I deserve. Oh yeah. Baby, I deserve for you to put on that sexy dress. For me to ask you who the hell you trying to impress. For you to laugh it off like it ain't nothing. I know it's something. Maybe just can't here to sit at home and wonder where you are. Is he kissing you, touching you, holding you? What? To take a drink to help ease my mind. I wanna be mad, after all those times. After all those times, for you to go out and find some other guy. Baby, I deserve for you to stay out with them all night. Baby, I deserve for you to do all the things I did to you. Baby, I deserve. Oh yeah. Baby, I deserve. Oh yeah. Baby, I deserve for you to go out and find some other guy. Baby, I deserve for you to stay out with them all night. Baby, I deserve for you to do all the things I did to you. Baby, I deserve. Oh yeah. Baby, I deserve. Baby, I deserve for me to ask you where you been, the hell you been. For you to say I better stop tripping. Oh, I'm gonna trip to grab your neck until you let me know. For you to run crying out the door. Oh, to grab my coat and chase you down the street. Baby, please say it's not you, it's my own insecurity. For you to say, yes, I cheated on you. You told me I won't care, 'cause after all I put you through, maybe I deserve, girl, to be mistreated sometimes, to even be lied to sometimes. Yeah, baby. Maybe you should go cheat on me. Maybe I should sit and wait by the phone. Maybe I should, 'cause I done paid you about 3 or 4 times. Girl, I know I done put you through, baby. Put you through hell. And I know that see, we men can't take another man pleasing our woman. Oh no. Can't even stand waiting by the
Inside of the Point of View with Read the Hard Way, Stacey D, Sterling Stevenson, myself, Jerry D. Fenner, talking about, I was saying, we were joking around with this a couple of times, the anatomy of man. I didn't know it's up again. Anyway, can a man really fake an orgasm? Yes.
No doubt.
Yes, I do believe he can.
Yeah.
There need not be, I think you hit a very valid point, Jerry, earlier. There need not be the presence of any evidence, if you know what I mean, in order to achieve climax for a man.
Yeah. There has to be no ejaculation. There doesn't have to be semen, for, a man to reach a climax. It's a chemical thing within our bodies. Yeah, it's primarily, controlled and done, from the brain. But anyway, keep it locked right here on The Point of View with Read the Hard Way.
It's everything you think men don't talk about. The Point of View will be back in a moment.
My name is Dale Pazinski. I'm 19 years old, and this is how I live united. I've always been kind of a computer geek, and I found a way to use those skills to help the homeless in my community. For people facing hard times, computer skills and a basic resume are so important. It may seem like a small thing, but it makes a huge difference in people's lives. So with United Way, I created a program where I work with the homeless. Together, we go through their whole job history, write a resume, and then save it on their very own USB drive. We provide workbooks and training certificates. I even budgeted for cupcakes so we can celebrate as a class when